Hi, welcome again to this edition of 4 Minute Fridays. My name's Gary. Today I want to talk to you about seeing more accurately. You know, I had a strange set of circumstances the other day, and let me just describe it to you. So I told you a while back, I think episode 10, that I've recently become blind. So I don't see hardly at all. I see a little bit. Both my optic nerves are dead, but I see a tiny little bit. And so what happened the other day was I went into the bathroom at our house to shave, and when I opened the door early in the morning, there was my dog. And I couldn't believe it because my dog never goes into the bathroom, ever. You can't drag her in there. And I thought, Mocha, I said, Mocha, what are you doing here? And she didn't move, and I reached over to touch her, to kind of grab her, and she wasn't there. And it kind of freaked me out. And then the next day, I was just moving through my day, and I was thinking about what was going on next, and I was gonna walk down this hallway, and I walked right into a door. And what was weird was that I could see the hallway. I could see through the door, but of course I really couldn't. And I was kind of perplexed about that. So the next day I'm up at the Commission for the Blind meeting with my technology coach who's helping me, an amazing guy. And so I told him these two stories. I said, man, am I like losing my mind too? I'm blind and now I'm hallucinating. He said, no. He says, this is what's called Charles Bonnet syndrome. I said, oh great, another syndrome. So give me another medication or whatever. He said, no, here's what it is. He said, there was a guy back in the 1700s from Geneva, Switzerland, named Charles Bonnet, and he was an attorney, but really more than that, he was a naturalist, he was a botanist, kind of a Renaissance man, curious about everything. And then in about 1760, he was observing some things in his father who had gotten cataracts. And his dad described these kind of like hallucinations that he would see. He'd see a cat or a dog or a rabbit or a child where they weren't really there, and it was kind of freaking him out. And Charles Bonnet began to study this, and what he learned was this is what our eyes do. Our eyes are always trying to orient to something that is understandable, something that is natural, and something that is predictable. And you know, we see through our eyes, and then that vision goes through the optic nerves and then like a projector screen onto our brain, but really see it in our brain. And what's really taking place is every time that we see something, we look some way, we see it, but then our memory kicks in, and we're really kind of seeing our memory as much as of an event or a place, as much as we are seeing what's coming through our eyes. I didn't know all that. But what happened that day in that bathroom was that my eyes caught just a little bit of an image. It somehow saw a few pixels through my limited sight, and it kind of created this picture of my dog. And it was real to me. And here's the deal. I was seeing what wasn't there. That's a big problem for us as leaders. So often, we're so much wanting to see something that we see things that aren't really there. We see a little bit and we create a picture. Or how many times even in the listening world have you done this, where you listen just long enough to hear something that you either want to hear or don't want to hear, and then you create a whole story around it because you're letting your brain kind of take over and override what's really coming through your eyes. Seeing more clearly means that we make sure that we don't see what isn't there, that we don't try to operate on this tiny little bit that we see and then create a whole picture that's not really even accurate. The other side of things, when I saw that hallway, I saw the hallway because I knew what that hallway looked like. I knew it was on the other side of that door. I'd walked through it many, many times. I could see the floor, I could see the walls, I could see the pictures on the side of the wall. And so I just was thinking that way in my brain. I was busy in my head doing other stuff. And so I walked and I slammed right into that door. I didn't see what I needed to see. And sometimes part of our seeing problem as leaders is that we miss a barrier because we're so focused on what's ahead that we miss what's right in front of us. We don't see that closed door and take time to open it. So what's the answer? Well, sometimes we gotta learn just to slow down a little bit. Maybe we gotta turn some more lights on. Maybe we gotta get some people to help us see things. Maybe we have to kind of feel our way through some things. Don't stop. Don't be afraid to move. Don't be afraid to act, but do everything that you can to see the situation clearly. See what's there and see what isn't there. And you'll make better decisions, you'll be a better leader, and you'll make a big difference in the people around you. Hey, have a great day. Thank you for tuning in again to this episode of 4 Minute Fridays.